Hello and welcome to another episode on the Official Watches YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support on our previous videos. Please do like, comment, share and subscribe, and we'll keep these videos coming. Today is something very special and close to my heart. Why? Because this is a watch that I have actually chosen for myself on my dream watch list. Now, bear in mind, I'm very fortunate getting to do this job that I get to actually see these pieces, these unicorns. Oh my gosh, here we have the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Perpetual Calendar in white ceramic. Also, thank you AP for giving it the model number 26579CB.00.1225CB.01. Yeah, everyone's gonna call it that. Okay, first things first, as soon as I pick it up, I notice that the weight is incredibly light. 126 grams this weighs. You aren't sort of ready for it to be a perpetual calendar, if that makes sense. So when you do lift it up, you think, oh, there would be some more heft to it, and there isn't. And I think, how have they managed to put this all together in this case? I don't know. It's an incredible piece of engineering. Okay, so let's get on to the finishing of this watch. The big thing that we're going to want to talk about early on in the video is the finishing and the color. This ceramic material isn't like anything else that I've felt before. Why is it so special that they have created the same finish on a ceramic watch? Because that is incredibly difficult. If you look at other ceramic watches, you will see there are no finishing lines, certainly not as perfect as these. If you move the bracelet around here with the case, you can see it just like you can on the stainless steel, rose gold and white gold APs. When we turn the watch over, you'll notice that the clasp is made of a black polished steel. The case back is also made of steel. They say that that is for water resistance. However, the only downside for me personally on this watch is its water resistance rating of 20 meters. I would have absolutely loved to see 100 or even 50 would have done it. But if you will be jumping off your Sunseeker, which I'm well versed on if you watched our last video, you can't be doing it in this watch. It's not designed for that, and fair play to them. You know, it's ceramic. We know it's not as strong as stainless steel or precious metals, so that's not the kind of watch that you want to be doing that in. I now want to talk about the color of the watch. It's white, which is very obvious, but this is a brilliant white. I would even call it ultra brilliant white. I don't know, I'm just making up terms here, but it's the whitest white that I've seen, and that is my immediate draw to this piece, okay? Now, you may be familiar with the black ceramic, which was released in 2017. Well, 2 years later, AP gave us the white, and that is when I got really excited. I'm gonna come out and say it, I much prefer the white to the black that came out in 2017. That, again, is a hugely controversial statement. I'm sure you guys will have something to say about it. Please let me know in the comments. Tell us which one that you like and why. So, moving on to the dial. This is a really beautiful blue. I don't think this watch would be the same if it had a really dark dial. I would actually like to see, maybe as a limited edition or something, this in a grey dial, just to see what that would look like. So I think the white and kind of crayon grey would be really cool. So AP, if you're listening, that'd be a nice limited edition. But my heart has always followed the blue on this. And I would like to say that the blue is not the same as the 15400 boutique blue. It's much more muted, and I think that that's important on this piece. Why? Because, as I mentioned earlier, this ultra brilliant white that we're calling it, it's so white that if you had that boutique blue as well, I think it would be too much. I think that it's very important that this is that muted blue that just goes with it so much better. Let's move on to the pattern on the dial. You guys might have heard of Gran Tapisserie. What is Gran Tapisserie? You'll hear it around when people are conversing about APs. It was the name given to the pattern on the dial, okay? It started off as the Petite Tapisserie, which was on the vintage models and also on the Royal Oak Jumbos in the 80s, 90s, and more recently on the 15202 Jumbo Extra Thin, which I will be bringing you an unboxing on. We've got a really special one of those coming our way, so when it comes, I'll do a nice unboxing for you and give you an idea of what that looks like. The next stage is the Gran Tapisserie. That's found here on our AP Perpetual Calendar today. Now, the 15400 also shares the Gran Tapisserie, but of course, because it doesn't have all these subdials, it doesn't really show as much, but it is the exact same size. The final stage is the Mega Tapisserie. They are double the size of these and found on the original offshore line. Now, it was the original offshore line that started it all for me personally with AP. They were the ones that I was obsessed with growing up, and that is the Safari, the Bumblebee, the Rubberclad, and the AP Diver. They are the OGs of the Royal Oak offshores. So, celebrity spotting in this piece, obviously it's not a huge list. This is an extremely hard to get watch. We have none other than Kevin Hart, who is always mentioned when APs are around. We have DJ Kygo, and we also have the horological overlord, musician and guitarist, John Mayer. Today I'm sporting none other than the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Perpetual Calendar in rose gold. So you guys might think I'm mad here, because I would actually still choose, when I had the choice of these two, I would choose the white ceramic Perpetual Calendar. The reason being is it reminds me of my childhood, the G-Shocks, all those kind of watches that came out then. And I just think what like an ode to that is this extremely special watch. And for anyone who's saying that's crazy and it's too expensive and it looks like a toy, well, you don't get this watch then, because I would say that that is the whole reasoning behind the watch. Is it's cool, it doesn't look like your average really expensive watch, and it doesn't have to. That is to take nothing away from the rose and of course the heft. It just feels so much more luxurious and so much more expensive, which is interesting because it's really not. So market price on this one is £158,000. Market price on our white Perpetual is £300,000. Guys, thank you for joining us. Do comment, like, share and subscribe, and we'll keep bringing this amazing content. I'm going to keep looking at this. In fact, I'm going to show it to the cameraman so we can get you some great shots of it. Thanks for joining us. See you on the next one.